Assalamu alaikum. Now we have a more involved, a bit more complicated sequence x of n here. Now the first step is to separate this single summation into two summations, right? And we are lucky here we have this simple step function that can be used to cut the infinite series into semi-infinite series starting from 0 or the 0th term. Okay, now the second step is quite easy as well. We need to put this form in nice form. So I say okay, this equals 0.5 times z to the power minus 1 all raised to the power n. Okay, and this we used to call it y, and we plug it in the formula of the infinite geometric series. We do the same thing here, right? So we have two infinite geometric series which will give us two terms here, right? Okay, as usual we do some algebra to make it nicer, let's say simpler. Okay, but what I am interested in here is in finding the rock. As we said earlier, the rock is affected by the infinite geometric series. In our case we have two, so we have two terms that should affect or will affect the rock, this term and that term, right? So the overall rock is the overlap between those two terms, right? So this term here, so 0.5 times z to the power minus 1 absolute value should be less than 1, and 1/3 times z to the power minus 1 absolute value should be less than 1. Okay, so the first term will give us this disk and the second term will give us this disk. Okay, so the answer is actually the overlap of those two disks. So let's draw it. Okay, so this would be 1/2, right, and this would be 1/3. Sorry, let's do it. Okay, something went wrong. Let's return back to it. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's do this. Again, let's do this. Okay, so here we have 1/3, right? So the first one is this. So we have this area. Let's draw it with different color, right? So let's say that we want to draw it in red color. Okay, so this is the first one, and the second one, let's give it a green color, right? So here, so what is the overlap between those two disks? The overlap is this one. Let's put it in orange color, right? So it's this area, right? So this is the rock region, or the region of convergence for our sequence.